Toyota. It's off the jack, didn't fall down. That sun is bright. I used a couple of 4x4s. 4x4s. I think I ordered an extra air filter by mistake for my BMW. I got the brakes bled after 5 years. Yeah. Divorce. So, this thing is ready to crank up. I've got a 3-year-old battery in it. I don't know where the original battery went, but this is a 3-year-old battery. It's got that date code sticker on it. I'm going to crank this baby up. I'm going to move this thing. So I figured I'd make a video so you could see this thing smoke. If it had a modulator valve, I'd say it's sucking in automatic transmission fluid. So hang on, here's a coil that I bought on eBay for $15, brand new in the box, for this Chrysler Caravan that I bought for $200 because it's running on 4 cylinders, and it was off to the junkyard. It needs tires. It's rusty, but $200. Yeah, it's rusty. It's got chewing gum on the door handle and on the crest. I don't know why somebody would put chewing gum on. Maybe they wanted to start a fire with some twigs. But runs all right. I'll fix it up and dump it, make a few $100. That's what you got to do in life to pay your taxes and your insurance and the endless bills. So let me that's interesting. A grease gun hose hanging out from under the hood. I checked the, what do you call that thing in the back? Not the transfer case. Yeah, transfer case. I checked the transfer case oil. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to crawl underneath here under this RusTundra. And, oh, speaking of chewing gum, there's some right there on the differential cover. Come on, focus. You could do it. My brother just sent me a text message. He's on the lake with his wife and daughter and son-in-law. I guess it's the last weekend for that. Look at this thing. Toyota had a program where they'd put some rust proofing on it, hide the rust. This thing is such a piece of junk. Can't believe my friend paid big money for this. Then he took it to the dealer and they put brand new brake lines on it or something. Some of them anyways. So someone's JB welded the heck out of this. I just said, drive south. He's going to Mexico for the winter. He spent the last 25 years or 10 years or 15 years in Mexico. I said, just buy a differential in the junkyard and don't bother fixing this thing. Can you believe this casting has got $100 worth of JB weld on it to stop it from leaking? There's tons of JB weld on this differential. So I was going to check the oil level. Just judging by the look of that plug, it hasn't been checked in a while. So I better fill it up before he heads to Mexico with it. He's got a friend that wants to buy it. I did put new brakes on this thing. It just needs a whole new truck. Oh, heavens me. I put some exhaust hangers on it. I welded that on. Got some hangers with Nick in the junkyard. I went to a muffler shop and I said, do you have any hangers you cut off a muffler? She says, nope. I said, you gotta be kidding me. You don't have the rubber donuts? Nope. Big friggin' busy. Look at this. Brand new brake lines. Right from Toyota. Yeah, it needed more than that. Needed everything changed. How do you change a frame on a truck with there's so many things. Look at this rust proofing they put on. There's so many things. They covered up the rust like it's really going to do something. It just rusts underneath. I saw South Main Auto did a video on thick rust proofing. Fluid film, baby. And the only time you can do it, I got to check the oil on that thing. The only time you can do it is when the vehicle is new or when it's from out west or way down south. What do I need here? Give me a minute. I'm going to find some tools and check that oil level in the differential. And then I'm going to fire this thing up and see if it smokes. Actually, I'll do it right now. I'm not sure if you want to watch this long video. 25-minute video! Woohoo! I fluid film the hinges. Key is right here. So I don't know why it does it. I don't think it's a head gasket because the coolant hasn't gone down. Crank that baby up! Oh yeah. Light blue smoke, oil smoke? I don't know. It was so low in oil that I had to add 4 quarts. I put in used engine oil. I picked up the motor shop, but what's funny is it doesn't always do it. Sometimes it doesn't do it. And yesterday I drove this thing and it smoked like a banshee. The whole road disappeared. But yet it runs really well, so I don't think all the piston rings are broken. Usually it's only one. I think it's the PCV system is clogged and it's loading up oil and flooding the intake manifold oil because I've got to take off the valve covers and take off those separators and get new hoses from FCP Euro or Auto House. I got a warning light to go to the workshop and add a quart of oil. And then I got a red flashing warning signal to stop immediately and have it inspected by Hans or Gunther. So I didn't. I just put in 4 quarts of used engine oil. I found some stuff that didn't look too bad. That's a bit of steam. But let me tell you, I went down the street and the street disappeared in oil. And I ain't exaggerating. So with my C240, just runs really well, and it doesn't always smoke. There's times when I'll drive it, it doesn't smoke at all. I floor it with the car behind me with their headlights, and there's no traces of oil smoke. So I think it's time to hit a wall. I think it's that PCV system overloading the intake manifold. That's my guess. I had that problem with a Hyundai, an 86 Hyundai Excel. It had a third little intake jet valve, and they were too low in the head, and the head used to fill up with oil, didn't drain back quickly enough, and it would flood this little drain, this little jet valve that looked like a ballpoint pen. I went to the dealer, and the new ones were 25 bucks each. I said, $100 to fix a car I just bought for $150. We're talking 25 years ago. Anyhow, I went to bother one of the mechanics. He said, oh, you could rebuild them. They come apart in your finger, just like a ballpoint pen. He said, oh yeah, there goes all the smoke. It's smoking like my 6.5 diesel, which, by the way, I'm waiting for the title from my buddy here. He shipped me the truck. I sent him the money. He shipped me the truck. Now he can't find the title. Well, isn't that nice? Uh-huh. Yeah. So I think that's what the problem is here. I think the intake is, the heads are loading up with oil because the separator's not working. So I'll take it apart. Maybe Fupa Box will give me a hint because he's my Mercedes Porsche specialist. I don't necessarily fit into Porsche, so I'm going to crank this baby up. No, I'm not. I'm going to go check the differential oil. So give me a second. I got way too many things going on here. I'll put you on pause, which is right there. Okay. Who said that? Okay. I got my 15/16 socket on this baby. I tried an adjustable wrench while you were paused. Well, the computer was paused or the phone. Let's see if this thing's nice and full. I bet you it's not, because it's got a leak. It's going to need some, whoops, it's going to need some GL5. Let's see how low it is. Can't get my finger in there. What about if I put this twig in? Nice dirty twig. Yeah, it's only a fraction low. Oops. That's just below the full level. So I think I'll leave it. It's just missing about, where's my fingers? What, that much. Not a big deal. It's just splashed around anyways. Whoops, I keep dropping the phone. At least I checked it. So it's not leaking that much. I've had this truck for over a year, and it was sitting at my friend's house for a year or two, waiting for Mr. Magician, Mr. Indie Repair Shop to fix it. And here I am, and it's done. Hard to believe. I've got a blazer to work on, and I've got put that coil in that van, and I've got another car that I bought. Oh yeah, waited 35 years to buy it. So I guess I don't need the cardboard anymore. Leave it here for now, and I'll crank this baby up. You already saw the Mercedes smoking like a banshee. Oh, and then the swimming pool here. Why do I call it swimming pool? Somebody asked me. You'd think more than one person would ask. Just dump that there. You'd think more than one person would ask why I call it swimming pool. Well, ask Mr. Spike Punk, and Mr. Spike Punk will tell you that he read an article in a car magazine when I bought mine in 1979 that called it, it looks like a swimming bull with its shoulders, with the big wheel arches. This color is one shade darker than what it should be, trumpet gold. And I was just talking to him a few minutes ago, and he was saying that, oh, his 66 needs some refreshing, to say the least. He found a parts car that somebody parted out with all the interior that he needs. The guy wants $1,700. She paid $2,000 for a parts truck. I mean, a parts car. Oh boy, so he needs another parts vehicle. And some guy's got everything he needs. A beautiful interior from a car that was rotted. But it's just too much money. Let's crank this baby up. It feels like it's up in the air because it sits so high, but it's not. I've already checked the brakes for leaks multiple times. It's a good battery. I've got it sitting on a GM battery tray. That's supposed to be bolted to the inner fender. This is a battery tray from a Suburban. Oh yeah, I've got to tighten the bolt down there. I got my socket right here. The battery tray in this thing was rotted among so many other problems. One of the vacuum hoses here was rotted, split. When you buy a vehicle that's really old, you're always going to have problems. If you buy it from the desert south or west, from the desert west or south, you know what I'm talking about. You run into another problem where you've got things that get dry. Right into the positive. Everything gets dry with age. Nice and tight. The clutch fan's working. I just heard it disengaged. Toyota. Genuine parts. Too bad it's rusted. It's just a parts truck. Oh, I got a major exhaust leak in here. Let's see what that's about. So even when you buy vehicles from out west, or even down south, you still got the dry rubber problem. And stuff is so plasticky nowadays that you just gotta replace things. Oh yeah. Exhaust manifold gasket, or converter gasket. Yeah, well, I gotta get a gasket for this. I may have one. Luckily, it uses 2 bolts. Look at the flange, how rotted it is. And it's got one pipe. There's a crossover. Oh, it crosses over behind the motor, which is good and bad. Hard to get to if a manifold cracks. Huh, it uses torques, like Mercedes. Backwards torques. Nothing loose there. I lubed the drive shaft slip joint at the back. I filled it up with grease. Look at this. Rotted. So I need an exhaust gasket, which I may have one. Rusted. Oh boy. I want to take this thing for a drive. It's been so long. I actually drove it. I drove it here about a month or so ago. Stopped at a muffler shop, and the guy didn't have any hangers, but he did give me some metal that I bent into a hanger. So I drove it here, and the right front caliper had seized. Emergency brake works. Yeah, I fixed that. 150. Whoa, there she goes. Just rolled into the trailer. Pedal still needs a bit of bleeding. There, we've got brakes. When you go to the slaloms or the rallies or the road courses, they do what's called a hard-harder test. Push the brake pedal hard, then push it harder. Yep, we've got brakes and we've got anti-lock brakes. So, success. I've got to change an exhaust gasket, check the windshield wipers. Oh, here's a donut he gave me for the Mercedes. Doesn't fit a Toyota. So what do we got here? Windshield washers. Got to put some wiper blades on so he can drive this thing to Mexico and never see it again. He's got a friend that wants to buy it. And needs blades too. All right, so let you look at it one more time. Let's see how the emergency brake works, by the way. Better than that limousine in Schoharie, New York, going down the hill. I gotta lube the door hinges. Yep, 150,000 miles. Junk. How could a dealer in good faith sell such a crappy vehicle to an unsuspecting person? Just like my Olds 98, huh? And that thing, ironically, is a good deal, except no title. Oh well. Oh, somebody asked me about the BMW. I'll do a video of that in a minute. I got the key.